I built a keyboard the other day. Okay, maybe it was like a couple weeks ago. Was it a couple weeks ago? It was like a week ago. But I built my first Enthusiast? I say that with a question mark because it was a rather affordable Enthusiast mechanical keyboard. I built none other than the QK65 from Qwertykeys. Qwertykeys is a sister company, a sibling company of Owl Labs. And Owl Labs is very much so known for their Mr. Suit keyboard. And they are a very bougie, posh, enthusiast type of keyboard. I really enjoyed doing this. I did it on stream. I had fun. Didn't end up working out in the way that I wanted it to, but I'll explain that in a little bit. So, for the materials, I have the keyboard, the kit, you know what I'm talking about. And I bought that in black and gold. It was black frame with a gold weight. And my lord, when I got it, it was beautiful. It was a nice, like, flat matte color. And oh, when I opened that, it was literally like looking at heaven. Okay, maybe not literally, but figuratively. You know what I'm talking about, right? So I got the black and gold QK65. No regrets at all. I got it in the FR4. FR4 plate. I was listening. So before I go any further, I watched a Bad Seed Tech video on this. And I've never been influenced so hard in my life. So thank you, Brian. Thank you so much for making me spend my own hard-earned money on this, because I don't regret it at all. It was absolutely amazing to build, and oh, it's beautiful. I went with the FR4 plate. I did that because the sound that I'm looking for was a nice, like, thick Thaki. Now say that 10 times fast, because I'm not going to, because I will stumble over my words. But I went with the FR4 plate, and I do not regret this whatsoever. I saw the aluminum plate, and then I saw the palm plate, and I said, you know what? I kind of want it to be a little stiffer. Should I put like a Quagmire like meme in this? I'm probably not gonna do that. I'm too lazy. We'll see when this comes out. But I went with the FR4 plate, and I decided to go full send and just all the foam, every little bit of the foam. For the switches, I went with the Boba U4Ts. I was going to, lube them, but I got impatient. And I do not regret that. After looking probably for several days on the best way to lube the Boba U4Ts, apparently from Gazoo, which is the company that actually makes them, it is not recommended to lube them at all. It has a small factory lube, I think on like by the leaf. Not entirely sure. Still very, very new to the higher tier keyboard builds. I've built a bunch of random ones, just like little soldered kits, little macro pads. But this is my first board that I've actually like built for daily use. Like something that I'm going to game with, something that I'm going to type with, something that I'm going to love with, something that I can carry home with pride and just that sense of accomplishment. I mean, I built it at home, so it's like I carried it from my office to my living room to go show my wife, and then she's like, ooh, and just clicked on the clacky keys, clicked on the clacky key. I'm gonna stop myself there. Clicked on the clacky keys. That's better. So this thing comes with plate foam. It comes with another foam underneath. No, wait, it was a switch foam, a plate foam, and then a silicone big ass thing. I forgot what it's called, and I'm not going to stop this recording and look it up. But basically what it's doing is it's helping reduce the reverberations that go through whenever you type on a keyboard. Like if you go and type on like a ducky, like the older duckies, like not any of the new ones. I think some of the 65% that actually started including foam and a dampener. Is it a dampener? Is it a silicone dampener? I feel like that's it. It was interesting. First time building actually I can't say. Well, first time building a hot swap keyboard. I do have a hot swap macro pad that I've used. But putting the keys inside of basically pushing the keys through the switch foam was weird, and I almost ruined about 10 switches because of it. My God. My absolute God. That was so difficult. You just hear my cat in the background. She wants attention. I'm going to give it to her a little bit, you know. She's going to get loved. Don't you worry about that. I'm going to love all my cats. But I almost lost 10 keys. I ended up losing 2. But that's because I got a little overzealous with trying to straighten out the pins, and I ended up, you know, like, one bad thing about the Boba U4Ts is the pins, like the actual pins that go and make that connection to the PCB. Very, very thin and brittle. So I was trying to be cautious, but my clumsy ass hands did not let me be cautious, and I absolutely hated it. The cool thing about, and actually speaking of PCB, the cool thing about this is the way that it was built, the way that it was engineered. It was amazing. Like me and an electrical engineer friend of mine were just looking at how it was designed and gushing over it, and we're like, oh, that's so cool. So this thing comes with flex cuts. It's meant as a way for the board to introduce a little bit of flex, because there's not a lot of flex to this board. That's what I've learned. But with these flex cuts, it helps that typing experience, and it gives you a little bit of less stiffness and more feedback, you know? You know what I'm trying to say? You know, you feel me? Are you feeling me, Mr. Krabs? Are you feeling it, Mr. Krabs? Because I'm not. No, I am. It's so good. So going through building this, there wasn't a lot to it. It was very straightforward. It was the toughest part was lining up the foam and then putting in the standoffs, because I have a hot swap. The hot swap asks for standoffs for the switch plate, because you know you're going to be taking out taking out the switches and then putting them back in, and that needs a little bit of, you know, substantiability. That's not a word. Needs a little bit of stiffness. We're gonna go with that one. We're gonna go with stiffness, substantiability. I made a word today. Substantiability. Feel free to put it in the dictionary, and if it's already in the dictionary, I don't care. I made it up. Yeah. For the keycaps, I went with this keycap set from Drop. From I think it was Mat 3.0, and it is an MT3 style, which is kind of similar to a DSA style keycap. It is a double shot PBT, and it is in the style, I think it's the Dev TTY 65% kit. I do not regret this at all. The feel of the keycaps, just the way that they groove into my fingertips, amazing, absolutely phenomenal, and they just feel robust. They have a really good feel to them. There's no like identifiers for the was it the F and the J keys, but they kind of, there's a lip on it that kind of goes up a little bit more, so you're still able to know where like home row is. When I was building this, I ran into an issue where I was not getting a return on the what's it called? You know, the thing with the space and the bar. Oh, it's the space bar. I wasn't getting the full like pop back up on the space bar, and that wasn't basically on stream. I wasn't able to finish the board. I did finish the board after stream though. It only took me like another hour. I didn't go to bed until like maybe 11ish. My wife was already asleep, and she understands. She understands. She understands. I swear she understands. She understands. But come to find out, it was because some of these standoffs were a little uneven in me screwing it down. So I had to take things apart. I pretty much had to take the whole thing apart, readjust some of the foam, and then readjust those standoffs. And then I was able to get it great. I was able to get it sounding phenomenal, and it's actually giving like that down then up and returning to normal position. And I do not regret this purchase at all. The building experience from somebody who has never really built a high-end keyboard, it was great. I loved every minute of it. I wasn't too overwhelmed. The build guide was very, very thorough and very, very informative. So thank you, Qwertykeys, for that, because if it wasn't for... Okay, I would have figured it out, but I was able to finish it in a day. Ish. I was able to finish it by the time I wanted to go to bed. Let's see, what else? Typing feel on it? Amazing. This is my first 65% keyboard, and it is right now my daily driver, and it's going to stay my daily driver until I build something else, which is a scratched an itch it's scratched an itch I knew I had, but now the itch has gotten worse. Yeah. Building experience, typing experience, and overall experience on everything that has been involved with me building this has been phenomenal. And I do not regret the money that I spent on this, because it wasn't even a lot. I think I spent like for the board. It was a little less than, for like the whole kit, it was a little less than 200 shipped, because I think it was 159 for what I got, and like another 41 for the shipping. Then I realized that's literally 200 exactly. So yeah, there's that. And then I spent maybe like 55 bucks on the switches. I ordered like 70, because it's better to order more than less. No, I ordered 80. That's what I ordered. I ordered 80. And I think it came out to like 85 cents a piece. So there's that. For the keycaps, I paid about 85 bucks. I didn't understand exactly how expensive, nice keycaps were until I bought them. And now I understand why they're expensive, because these things feel premium. These things feel great. They don't feel like something that you would get off of like a Razer keyboard or a Ducky keyboard or like anything like that. It's a premium plastic, and that's why they charge a premium price. But I'm not mad about it at all whatsoever. A couple other extra things that I got with the board was like a little tool that had the precise Allen keys that I needed, and a little Phillips. That was cool. It was like a little T tool, kind of reminded me of like the tools that I had whenever I grew up and I was skateboarding. And it was great. It very nostalgic. I swear to God, I can probably use it on a tech deck, but I haven't tried it yet, and now I'm gonna try it. It also came with a really nice coiled cable. That was hard to say. And it looks really nice the way I have it set up, which you'll see here in a moment whenever I play the footage of the typing test, which don't worry, you guys are gonna hear that. I know that's the real reason, but I'm smart and I wanna get the watch time. So guess what? I'm putting it at the end. I'm putting it at the very end, and that's when you can listen to it. And that's when you can just give that sweet, sweet, satisfying sigh of, that's what I came here for. It wasn't me. It was the clacking. It was the thocking. You came here for the thock, not the bruise. And I understand. Oh, it also came with a really nice case. That has been handy because I take it to work sometimes. When you work somewhere where you use your keyboard excessively all day, it's really nice having that real nice type feel. And it's just reminding me of, you know, the good times when I took it to work, like maybe last week. So it wasn't that the good times were not far away, you know? Feel what I'm saying? I had a blast building this thing, and I really look forward to doing more builds in the future. But anybody watching this knows how expensive keyboard building is, so I'm going to do it very sparingly because I'm not trying to put myself in debt again. That's another story for another time. Who knows? But anyways, if you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. If you could, give me 2 thumbs up. That's not possible. Like, give me a thumbs up, unthumbs up it, and then thumbs it up again. I guess that counts as a two thumbs up. I don't know. Siskel and Ebert over here. Potato, potato. If you didn't like it, if you thought I was absolutely boring, give it a thumbs down. Because guess what? In the end of the day, no one can actually see it, so no one's ratioing me at all. I feel cringe for saying that. I'm not a fan. I plan on making more videos like this, so if you want to and you want to see more videos from me, specifically me, because this is my channel and I realize who the hell else will be on here? Maybe my wife or my cats. One of these days, you're gonna have a video to yourself. Isn't that right, Pepper? Isn't that right? But yeah. Subscribe, do all that stuff. Sometimes I stream on Twitch if you want to go and pop over and say hi to me. It's usually, you know, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays at 7 p.m. Oh my God, I love you too. I love you. She's so loud and I love it, but also she's so loud. I love you guys. I appreciate you all hanging out. And on that note, bye-bye.